Yeah, man, we in the mix with DJ Week at you. Yeah, you feel me? It's your boy J Wars. And this project exposed. It's a slap alert. We doing it big. We doing it for reals, not for thrills. You dig? Tonight I got something special. I've been thinking about why not go back to the beginning, to the origins, to the beginning. So we talking about the motherfucking Anunnaki, man. We talking about these people that they say are supposed to be our gods, or that was masquerading as gods or whatever, right? It's just funny because, if you're religious, then you know the story of Adam and Eve. That's the story we're about to get into technically today. The other side, I guess you could call it the conspiracy side. You feel me? So let's get into this shit, man. Let's get into this shit, man. Where we starting at, man? All right, so check it out. We finna go back, way back, Jack. Not hundreds of years, not thousands of years, man. But hundreds of thousands of years. To a time before pyramids. Let me cut this down. Before pyramids. Before kings, before the Bible. We talking about the very first civilization. Feel me? The very first civilization. The people who left us the oldest records in human history. And on those records were a story. A story of beings who came from the sky, beings who made us, beings who controlled our destiny. And a man, the first of his kind. It ain't Jesus. A man who could have made humanity immortal, but didn't. It's wild. He didn't. His name was Adapa. This is Project Exposed. And you're listening to the Slap Alert. Like, comment, subscribe for the player, man. Come on, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this motherfucker, man. All right, so check it out. We got to go back to the Sumerians. But who was the Sumerians? The Sumerians were just call them, a civilization of their own. It's just early hunter-gatherers. You feel me? They was in Mesopotamia, land between the rivers. You feel me? Fertile, crescent. You know what I'm saying? It's a desert now. But back then, it was a paradise, apparently, when you turn back the time on the geological calendar. Yeah, I mean, picture this. Mud brick houses, narrow alleyways, oil lamps flickering, priests chanting, the smell of burning incense, bread and livestock. That was the world of the Sumerians. It sound like India. I mean, I ain't trying to be racist or nothing, but it sound like some jets, But what did the Sumerians achieve? Excuse me. That's the good weed. They was the first to really start writing shit. I don't know if I know about cuneiform tablets, but it's basically pressed clay with somebody, you know what I mean, making their little pen marks in it. That's cuneiform. That was the first form of writing. You feel me? The wheel, mathematics, astronomy, all this shit came from the Sumerians. First laws, first schools, first contracts. It's all Sumerians. It's over 500,000 tablets dug up, you feel me, coming from these Sumerians. 500,000. Not myths about vague gods, but histories, names, places, and dynasties. Gods described as flesh and blood beings. And in these tablets, we meet the Anunnaki, those who fell from heaven to earth, those who gave them knowledge, the ones who shaped us. Now, what you think? Drop a comment real quick. Drop something. Do you think that the Sumerians was really out here dropping giving us recorded history, or you think this shit's all fairy tale and myths? Let me know something. Drop something in the comments. Let me know something. All right. So now let's talk about the Anunnaki. We got the Sumerians out the way. Let's talk about the Anunnaki. So apparently, these beings, the Anunnaki, came from Nibiru. It's a planet. That planet was suffering a crisis. Let's call it that. Suffering a crisis. The atmosphere was dissolving. You feel me? And the story is that they needed gold to bring their atmosphere back. Something about making it in the dust and then spreading it in the atmosphere. So they get on a mission. They get on their little ships. Excuse me, that's the good weed. And they go looking for gold. It just so happened Earth is abundant in that element. You feel me? So they get on their little ship. They come here. And they start mining gold. Imagine standing in silence 450,000 years ago, and the sky tears open with fire, and the ground shakes, shadows fall, and giants walk out their ships. That's what shit was looking like to the Sumerians. I mean, not even to the Sumerians, just that's what it looked like. Just chaos. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So the Anunnaki, let's talk about the family. You got Anu, which is the king. You got Enki, which is the scientist. He was compassionate and he was kind of a trickster. That's Enki. And Enlil, which is the commander, strict. He's kind of jealous. And then her name is like Nin Hurst. We're just gonna call her Nina. You know what I'm saying? Because the name is hard to pronounce. But she's more like the goddess mother, geneticist, biologist, you know what I'm saying? These are all, so look, you gotta think about it. The Anunnaki it's not like a race of aliens, it's the Anunnaki. I think Anunnaki actually means like people not from Earth. Like they came from heaven, they came from the sky basically. But they're not like, it's like us on Earth. You got white people, black people, Asian people, Puerto Rican people. You feel me? They just like us. So they're different colors, they're different shapes, different sizes. You feel me? They just, the best of the best, hopped on the ship to come here to do their job. So think of it like that. You feel me? Bam. They're just a highly advanced, they're just more advanced than us. Or than humans. You know what I'm saying? Bam. So you got Anu, Enki, Enlil, and Nina. And the family drama runs deep. These, I think they're related too. They like the royal, they was like the royal part of their situation, however they do it back home. You feel me? But yeah, the family had drama. Enki the scientist, Enlil the commander. They're brothers. They ain't really, you feel me? They always button heads like brothers do. You know? And it's wild, but it is what it is. So bam. We're mining for gold. It's the Anunnaki. You got the royal family, like how I just described, and then you got what's called the Igigi. The Igigi is a whole separate race from the royal family. They're their own thing. They call it the Igigi. You feel me? So the Igigi is like the workforce. You know what I mean? They're mining. And this is not just on Earth. My research tells me that they was on Mars too. We're gonna talk about that, probably at a different time. We on Earth right now. So basically the Gigi, they're like the working class. They putting it in, mining for gold, you feel me? They going in. After so long, it's been so long. Like it's been years, probably 100,000, 200,000 years. Like hella long, you feel me? Hella long. They tired of this shit. Igigi like, bro, we ain't getting no workers. We ain't getting no wages. You know what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to be slaves. We volunteered. So what they did was they revolted. They set fire to the tools and pulled up on Enlil. Was like, check this out, man. We demand some changes, brother, or we finna go to war. That's basically what they was saying. They was tripping. Now, picture this. You got you and your folks, y'all workers. Mind you, when it comes to this level of existence, you got to think, right? It's not primal like me versus you. It's us against everybody. So when you got the Igigi as a working class with the Anunnaki, and they're like volunteers, they're not. The Anunnaki didn't force the Igigi to do any of that. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to think 200,000 years worth of this shit. They was tripping, and they ain't had no women. They said there was no females. It was the first labor strike recorded in history. 200,000 years of labor. You feel me? Before the word strike even existed. You feel me? So Enki was like, man, check this out, man. We don't got to go to war, we don't got to do it, man. We could just create a whole new being to do it for us. Feel me? We could just take this biological specimen and add our essence to it, you feel me? And make a whole new being, a whole new, you feel me? And they gonna do the work for us. We could teach them how to use tools and blase. And the Igigi went for it. If you had the power to create a race to serve you right now, would you do it? Yes or no? Put it in the comments right now. Comment right now, yes or no. If you would create your own race of beings, of people or animals to do your work for you, let me know. Let me know. Excuse me. That's a good weed. That's basically what happened. These niggas said, fuck it. Y'all don't want to do it no more. We ain't finna do this shit. We finna create a whole nother specimen. So what they did was Enki and Nina got together, the smart ones, and they started, doing some freaky things. Half animal creatures, all types of shit. Failed attempts. Eventually, till they came with Adamu, which is translated to be the first human, the first man, Adamu. So, Adamu, Adamu, Adam, essentially, but Adamu, you feel me? Picture a dim chamber, jars lined with strange fluids, the smell of clay and blood. Figures, half human, half beast, lying still until bingo, success. A being could walk, talk, speak, serve. Bam, the first humans. Because Adamu, even though he was the first, man, he wasn't perfect. He was still kind of messed up. I don't think he could reproduce either. When you play with genetics and genes and things, you got to get the code right or it's not going to produce. Like, for example, if a horse and a donkey have sex, they create a mule, I believe. And a mule itself can't reproduce. A mule could get goosed by 1,000 things. It'll never have a baby. You feel me? Because of its genetic pool, it's not, the code ain't right. So they had to get the code right, essentially. So it went from Adamu, and Enki kind of just upgraded him. Now we got Adapa. I don't know if you guys heard of the myth of Adapa, but that's kind of like the basis. That's kind of like the inspiration for this episode today. The myth of Adapa. So anyway, Enki wasn't satisfied with the beast of the burden, so he creates Adapa, which is Adamu, but more intelligent, articulate, and priestly. It's like they was like the prototype to civilized man. You feel me? It was like you had your part 1 and then part 2. You feel me? Adapa was like part 2, the more upgraded version, like PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro. You feel me? Something like that. So anyway, yeah, bam. Evolution or intervention? What do you believe created our sudden leap of intelligence? If you think about our history, we went from sticks and stones, cement. I mean, rock, shit, chiseling rocks into wheels, to fucking drones and shit. We got stuff that can see you from a mile away. We got guns in the military. You could push a button and murder our whole society. Like, how do we get from that to that and that from that to this so fast? Let's keep going. So, the Adapa's role was to serve, like how they created the other human that he's supposed to serve. He's supposed to be wise. He's supposed to be obedient. He's smart enough to comprehend, obedient enough to you know what I mean. He had to listen. Enki loved his creations, but Enlil did it. Enlil was a hater. I'm gonna keep it 100. Remember that Enki was cool, Enlil was not. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, excuse me, that's a good weed. So apparently, I didn't read this in my studies, but it came up in the research, so I added it. But there's supposedly an incident, and it's probably in the books, like in the Hatra. I don't think it's the Hatra. Hatra Assis. I forget, that pronunciation is crazy. But there's another ancient text that mirrors this story. It's either the Sumerian tablets or the Hatra Assis. Either or. There was an incident, the South Wind incident, where basically, people fishing on the boat, storm capsized the boat. In fury, Adapa breaks the south wind's wing. It's the boat's wing. It's a cosmic disturbance. Anu takes notice, the OG. Adapa was summoned to heaven, into space. So look, when we say heaven, just think up in the sky. Think in outer space. Like, because the Bible gonna say heaven, but that just means going up. You know what I mean? Just bear with me, y'all. So, apparently, when Adapa was summoned to heaven, Enki had already warned him to do not eat and do not drink, right? So the test, Anu offers food and water of life, and Adapa refuses, and humanity loses immortality. Now, that story didn't really fit into tonight's narrative or tonight's information, but I just felt I should share it. Basically saying that Adapa was rebellious, like he already chose his side. I just wanted y'all to get that point. You feel me? That it wasn't. Adapa was self-aware, so he was able to make his own choices, based off his own emotions. You know what I'm saying? But in that moment, everything changed. Apparently, when he refused the food. You know what I'm saying? Did Enki protect him or betray him? No. That's crazy. Did he protect him? Like, was it a trick? Enki told him, don't eat the food or don't drink the water. And that was supposed to be the food or water of life, like to keep us immortal. So, I don't know. Put in the comments, did he betray us or not? So look. Let's make this. Let's get this story parallel to the Bible real quick. Adapa is Adam, the one from Adam and Eve is Adam. Bread and water of life is the tree of life, probably in the Garden of Eden. Enki is depicted as the serpent. Enlil / Anu is the jealous gods. So let's look at the Bible. You got the serpent in the Garden of Eden, supposed to be the devil, right? Enki. Then you got Enlil, Anu, who's supposed to be the jealous gods. Who's the jealous God? God's a jealous God because he said you got to worship me and only me because I'm a jealous God. He says it in the Bible, right? So just pay attention to what I'm saying now. All the information from the Bible had to come from somewhere. And if these texts, the Sumerian tablets, the Enuma Elish, the Atrahasis, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Myth of Adapa, all these texts came before the Bible, and the Bible got the same information. Come on, man, let's do the math. Let's do the math, man. It's either it's all a story, it's all some bullshit, or nigga, this shit happened. The shit that was written first is probably what really happened. Let's be real. Let's be real. So when Adapu didn't take the food or the water, it sent us down to this. Basically, it all boils down to this. We're not immortal. Wisdom, we're wise, but we're not immortal at all. Like, we could probably figure out how to live forever, but we'll never live forever, basically. And we're forever slaves. We're forever seekers. You feel me? Yeah. The story of Adapa isn't just a myth, though. You know what I mean? It's the blueprint of humanity. We were made, we were taught, we were denied eternity. The Sumerians wrote it down. That's why I brought up the Sumerians. They wrote that shit down. The Anunnaki lived it, and we, their children, still walk in its shadows. Now, put this in the comments. Do you believe we were created to serve or created to rise? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Are we here to rise up and be smart, come together? Because you got to think, man. The story of Babylon, man. That from the text, it says that the Anunnaki noticed the humans replicating the tower, quote unquote, Tower of Babylon, right? And they tore that shit down. That's what the text say about the Anunnaki. And I'm not really too big on the King James version, but wasn't there a Tower of Babylon that got tore down too? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. All this shit's coming from, earlier writings, man. Why are we so stuck on what's being written right now? Like, we already know all the all the books aren't in the Bible. Excuse me, that's the good way. We already know this. We already know there's an apocrypha text. We already know that there's scrolls and things that people are not aware of. And then the Christian the Christian cult, that's what I call it. Please, I don't want to offend nobody. I'm not here to offend you or to change your beliefs. I'm just trying to state the facts here. You feel me? Why is there so many different denominations and y'all all Christian and y'all all believe contradicting shit? But all your shit came from these texts, though. You can't even tell me who put your Bible together. You think King James really wrote your shit? You never heard of the Council of Nicaea. You never heard of fucking General Constantine and what he did to the mystery schools and all over the world. Like, my nigga. That's why we talking about this here today, though. You feel me? Can you dig it?